now uses AI to help you write, not just revise. Type a prompt and generate a persuasive.
Amy, your little cute ass looking good, Amy.
Hello, welcome to a little come to the gym with me vlog. We're going to go and hit glutes together today. I am going to take my microphones and we're going to do mic'd up. But right now I'm just getting ready to go to the gym. I've picked out my outfit. I've gone for a very neutral look. And whilst I'm getting ready, I thought I would, because I've recently come back off holiday, I've been trying to get back into routine and I'm not going to lie, struggling with it. I thought it would be good to give you guys some tips and just talk about getting back into routine, fitness goals and all that good fitnessy stuff. Just to be completely transparent, I've been back from holiday for a good little chunk of time now and I still haven't had a full proper week of workouts done. As each week has gone on since I've got back, I've been getting better and better. I've been getting better with my nutrition each week and I've been getting better with my training each week as well. I think at the moment, obviously I don't have a set plan. I am trying to finalise my workouts for my next sort of training block this week, but I'm very sore from Monday's quad session, so that one might need a little bit of altering, and as soon as I've got that I will share it with you guys. So in terms of my own fitness goals at the moment, I'm going to be completely honest, I was hoping by the time I did this little gym vlog I'd be like, yeah, I've got these X and Y and Z goals, but honestly, like I said, I've still really been struggling to get back into routine, so my goal is still very much to get back into a solid routine with my training, and that's completely fine. Like I spoke about in my last vlog, you don't have to have groundbreaking goals all the time, I want to achieve X, Y and Z. Sometimes just wanting to get back into a good routine, eat a little bit healthier, those are my main goals at the moment. I don't have anything else groundbreaking, although I am working, like I said, on making myself a new program at the moment because I don't have a coach at the moment, which was a decision I made whilst I was away, and then I stopped properly when I came back, just because obviously there's honestly no drama, no tea, nothing like that. I just wasn't making the most of the coaching, and coaching is expensive. My coaching is expensive, coaching in general is expensive, having a trainer in general is expensive, and the same way I want my clients to make the most of coaching, I also know that it's really silly for me to be paying so much money for something where I'm not using it properly, and that's not their fault, that was literally my own fault. I was just way too busy and it's not a good time for me to be having a coach at the moment. Some people when they're busy thrive having a coach because it helps them with accountability. For me, my check-ins just felt like another thing on my to-do list in the week, which again is not their fault, that's just it was just not very good timing. So yeah, I am on my own at the moment. I'm really enjoying putting a little bit more attention back on back at the moment, and also glutes as well, which I know people will think I always put a heavy emphasis on glutes, but honestly over the past 9 months one of my main goals has been actually over the past year, bringing up my overall lower body development, especially my quads, and I think I've done a pretty good job at that, to be honest. So now I want to put a little bit more emphasis on glutes again, still maintaining that sort of balance. And then in terms of goals, obviously those my program is guided by my goals, but also I kind of want to try some new things. I really want to try some CrossFit style lifting or workout and just feel fit and healthy. I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but with weights, I feel super strong, but I wouldn't say I feel super fit. And I feel like maybe trying a different style maybe of workout, maybe once a week could be useful. So that's something I'm playing with the idea of. I'm just bouncing ideas off you here, guys. And also, maybe if you're in a bit of a rut, you guys could get some ideas from me, bouncing ideas off the wall, because I don't really know, to be honest. Like, I'm trying to write myself a program, but then I'm thinking maybe I should try a different style of training, and then I'm like, it just comes into a big mishmash. And I think that's probably why I've struggled so much with getting back into routine, because I just don't know what I want. So much for getting ready together. That didn't pan out, but I want to talk to you about getting back into routine and the way I was like going off on a million different tangents because I was trying to do my makeup at the same time. It wasn't working. So makeup is done. I'm going to take my hair out now and let's talk about getting back into routine, because I found it really fucking difficult this time. I spoke about this in my last vlog. I've struggled like no other time since ever having time off training to get back into routine this time, and I don't really know why, but I do have tips that I've used before and tips I have been using, and tips I use with clients and all that sort of stuff. So the first thing, which is more sort of to do with training, to be honest, is so many people have drilled into them like you got to be following a program, like if you're not following a program, training's pointless. And like, yeah, if you want to grow and you want to make progress and you want to get stronger, you do need to be following a structured program. However, if you're already struggling to get back into a routine post holiday, there is nothing wrong with just setting yourself a little mini goal of going to the gym 3 to 5 times a week, whether you follow a running program or not. Get your ass to the gym, regardless of whether you choose to follow a program or not. That is completely up to you, but you don't have to always follow a program. And I would actually say when you get back from holiday or back from an injury or back from any sort of time off training, whatever the reason may be, maybe you've been through a life shift, you've moved houses or whatever, it can be a really good time to re-spark your enjoyment for training by trying new things. Maybe you've seen some moves on TikTok that you've never tried before, within reason. Don't be trying none of this like weird acrobatic shit that's going to definitely injure you. Maybe you've seen like a different style of training that you want to try. Maybe you want to try your hand at CrossFit. Maybe you should book in for some classes for that. Maybe you should try and write yourself a program, or even just trying to get in the gym. Like I said, a little mini goal of setting yourself, go to the gym 3 times a week to start with, and then you can work it up to 5 if you want to go 5, work it up to 4 if you want to go 4, keep it at 3 if 3 is all you have time for. But just getting in the gym, regardless of what you do, you don't have to follow a structured program all the time. That brings me on to point number 2, which would be very contradictory to what I have said, but some people do benefit from having that extra accountability when they're trying to get back into a routine. It can help having someone there to push you, and in that case you could either get a workout buddy, which will be completely free unless you have to bribe your friend to come to the gym with you with maybe a post-workout meal if they're not into the gym, but a workout friend can be a really good way. Posting on social media, like maybe taking, it sounds so stupid, but just like taking a gym selfie every time you go to the gym. Or if you have the funds, you can invest in a coach or a personal trainer, because having someone there to keep you accountable, having a trainer there in person that's waiting for you to go and do your session can really help. If you don't have the funds for in-person PT, go online. Having the weekly check-ins, the bi-weekly check-ins, whatever that person offers, can help you be like, right, I'm checking in with this person on this day, so I need to get my ass into gear. Hiring someone or finding a way of keeping yourself accountable and increasing that accountability can be really, really, really helpful.
Everybody was booing his ass. That was like, boo, man. Boo!
Another thing that can be really useful is setting goals. Now, I spoke about this in my last video, and sometimes the idea of setting goals, like post-holiday or post-time off, can feel so daunting. Like I said, the goal can literally be to get to the gym 3 times a week. But if you do want to re-spark your sort of enjoyment or like reasoning behind training, having a set goal, whether it is something like, I want to grow my biceps, I want to grow my bunda, I want to lose a little bit of weight, I want to hit this PB on this lift, I want to be able to lift X amount on this lift, I want to be able to do 40 minutes of cardio without having to take a breather. Whatever it is, be it aesthetic or something performance based, and I would always recommend with your goals, you have a merge of both. If you go with just aesthetic, you're not going to stick to it. You can definitely do performance on its own, but I don't like demonising people that have aesthetic goals because I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But if you're going to have aesthetic goals, you need to have some performance-based goals, or just goals that have nothing to do with how you look. So goals like being able to hit a certain number on a certain lift, goals like feeling healthier, goals like waking up earlier, goals like eating 3 balanced meals a day, getting in 5 different veggies and fruits every single day. Those are little other goals that can help you. Especially with the training side of things, sort of like setting PB goals, whether it be for like cardio, maybe you want to be able to run a certain distance, maybe you want to be able to do a certain amount of cardio without stopping. Whatever it is, there's no right or wrong. Setting goals can really help give you that little spark that I spoke about in my last video for getting back in the gym. And like I said, they don't even have to be like that. Your goal could literally be, I want to go to the gym 3 times a week. Following on from that point, I'm just going to give you the big sister advice that I think you need to hear it, I need to hear it, we all need to hear it, which is, when it comes to your fitness goals, when it comes to getting in the gym, particularly going to the gym, getting your ass in the gym and training, no one is going to do it for you. No one cares, no one else cares. Like, I mean, I care if my clients aren't training, but you know, that's sort of a niche thing. No one cares if you do not go to the gym. No one is going to come and get you and force you to go to the gym. No one can make you go to the gym other than you. And for me, I've always had like a re-spark, a re-energization, a re-motivation post holiday, and this time I think because it was such a go holiday, I didn't come back feeling particularly relaxed, and so maybe that's why I didn't feel the sort of spark back for training and like excited to go to the gym. And because I was relying on spark, relying on motivation, I've spoken about this before, big mistake, I was using that as like, oh well, I just don't really want to go, so I'm not going to do it. And that's not even like me. I'm such a habits and routine girl over motivation, but I fell into the trap of being like, I don't really particularly feel like going, so I'm not going to go. Newsflash, you won't always feel like going to train. That doesn't mean you shouldn't go and train, and no one absolutely no one is going to be able to do this for you. Your training goals is something that only you can do. You are in complete control of that, so don't just take that as a bad thing, take it as a good thing. You are in complete control of your training goals. You're not in complete control of the results you get. I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of other factors that can impact things other than just how much effort you put in, but in terms of showing up, ticking the boxes, that's something you have complete control over. And if you do have an aesthetic goal, wouldn't you rather make sure that you are ticking every single box possible when it comes to what you can control, so that then the things that you can't control, you can accept that a little bit more, because you know you're ticking every single box and you're getting your ass in the gym and doing the training sessions that you need to be doing. So that would be my final tip. Don't wait for the spark. Don't rely on motivation. Just get going. Just get some momentum behind you, because I have found, which I did mention, even though I'm still struggling to get back into routine, guys, I'll be honest, it's been 3 or 4 weeks and I'm still struggling. It's been a lot easier this week compared to week 1, and that's because I've got more momentum behind me. I'm just getting into the habit of going at similar times every single day where possible, and I'm trying not to take, you know, more than 3 days off the gym at a time, because then I'm finding really difficult to get back into it. And having a sort of set routine and set days that I do go to the gym has been really helping me, because week 1 I was relying on that spark and it just wasn't coming. I've got the momentum behind me now and I'm getting back in the swing of things. Yeah, you can can get back into routine, I promise you that, and don't feel that you have to be following a structured program straight away when you come back off holiday. There is no right or wrong way to get back into routine. If having a brand new program that really excites you is what helps you get back into routine, do that. If following the same program that you were before you took some time off and having the familiarity, there's less barriers, you don't have to think, you don't have to feel anxious about doing moves you've maybe not done before. If that's going to work for you and getting back into routine better, do that. If trying something completely new, because maybe in your time off you've realised you just want to move your body in different ways, is going to be something that helps you get back into a good routine of training and moving your body, do that. There is no right or wrong way, and as much as I am such a believer in following a structured program most of the year, there are definitely times in the year where it's beneficial to have a little bit of wiggle room with your training, to have a little bit of experimenting going on, to try and get that sort of spark back and maybe try new things. I mean, I haven't decided yet, but I do kind of want, I'm toying with the idea of trying CrossFit or CrossFit style workouts, but I would need someone to coach me. So if anyone has any sort of in-person, in the Leeds area specifically, coach recommendations where I can maybe go once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks and try some CrossFit style workouts, let me know, because I'm feeling, I feel like my goals at the moment, to summarise, is to still get back into routine. Program wise, with what I've been writing up for myself, I do have sort of like a back and glutes focus at the moment, and arms in particular as well. I really want to work on my biceps in particular, but also my triceps. Doing the cardio before I went on holiday was really enjoyable to push my body in a different sort of way, so that's something I want to keep up with. I want to be more active in general. I want to move around a bit more. My job's very sedentary, and I want to make sure that I'm moving around, keeping things moving. But yeah, let's grab some pre-workout and let's get to the gym.
Going Ghost, baby! Going Ghost!
Everything goes well.
Yeah, we're going Ghost there, Amy. We're going Ghost.
I can feel the
beat. I'm Danny Phantom.
Euphoric delay. Only you and me. Boy, your honey sick.
Okay, so I'm at the gym. It's so fucking hot in here. It's like stuffy but grey outside, so it's hot. And it's not even sunny, so that's disappointing, but I'm doing glutes today, so I'm going to do V-stands, hip thrusts first. I always get questions when I put these in coaching clients' programs about if it's a single leg movement, are you meant to feel your other leg? It's like a partially unilateral movement. It's not like wholly, because you are still using your other leg to balance your, if you completely took your leg off the floor and you weren't using it and you're doing more of a single leg hip thrust as opposed to B stance, that would be more of a like wholly more of like a wholly unilateral movement.
It's like I see your love.
But because you're using your other leg to support, you're still going to be using your other glute. You're just biasing the other one more. So I'm going to do 3 sets of these, and I've started with a really light weight. I've only got like 90 kilos here, so I'm going to see how I get on. In terms of like foot positioning, if you ever get stuck with these, you want the leg that you're trying to work, the leg that you're not trying to work as much, you want the heel of that foot, of that leg, to be in line with the toes of the leg, of the foot that you're trying to work. Also, whenever you're doing single leg work, whether it's like fully single leg or partially single leg, you can take rest between legs. I'm probably going to rest for like a minute and a half, otherwise my other leg I'm going to get like half the reps because I'm out of breath. So yeah, you can rest between legs. Okay, I've added 20 more kilos because that felt really really easy, and I want to be doing like 8 to 12 reps on this. I've not been putting hip thrusts at the start of my workout in a long time. Like I mentioned before, I've been more focusing on like bringing up my overall lower body development, but I'm trialing with my new program. I'm going to try and write on trialing putting some hip thrusts back at the start again, and I just love these those hip thrusts. I get such a good connection on them, and I just love doing them. Yeah, I'm trialing out with putting short and in position movements at the start of my workouts again, because I'm going to do RDLs after, and normally I do it the other way around. But yeah, so now I've got 50, 70, 90, 110, and I'm going to try to do 8 to 12.
Sweating. Let's go. Work it, girl. Work it, Amy. Yeah, girl. Work it, white girl. Pump it up, bitch. Stop being a little bitch. Pump it up.
Oh, I either didn't rest long enough there, or I've got a weaker left glute. Okay, so I'm doing RDLs now. Like I mentioned, I'm trialing doing short and in position movements, then lengthen in position movements at the moment, because for so long I've been doing lengtheners, then shorteners. So I just want to switch it up. So I'm going to go a little bit lighter than I was when this was my first movement, just because my energy is a little bit depleted from doing my hip thrust first. But yeah, I'm using lifting straps. I always use lifting straps now. If your grip is what's limiting you in terms of upping weight, just use lifting straps. You're not like, it's not a cheat or anything like that. You want to be working your hamstrings and your glutes. You're not trying to like test how strong your grip is. So yeah, I need to put my music on before I put my other strap around the bar, otherwise I can't do it.
Wow. It's like taking over Washington. It's like, wow, that's American freedom right there, dog. How we're the National Guards in Washington, D.C., yeah. American freedom. American freedom. We are
okay,
free.
so since my first set, I've gone up in weight because that actually felt quite easy. So I've got 50, 70, 80. I get asked about is, obviously you can do glute bias RDLs and you can do hamstring bias RDLs, but I always get asked why in a glute biased RDL people still feel the hamstrings. You're never going to be able to take your hamstrings completely out of the movement because you're hinging your hips back, so don't worry about that too much. As long as you have got more of a bend in your knee, you are going to be biasing your glutes a little bit more, but don't get caught up if you can feel your hamstrings. Same with rounded back extensions, you will always feel your hamstrings on that movement. It doesn't mean your glutes aren't working, and also mind muscle connection, it's not the be all end all.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm just saying.
Okay, so I'm going to do lunges now, and with it being my glute day, I want to do these a little bit more glute bias, but I always see people saying about hinging at the hip and pushing your hip back to target your glutes more in things like step-ups, lunges, anything basically hip hinging, which is useful, but also I've always really struggled with the hip hinging when it comes to lunges. It just confuses me. So another thing that you want to be paying attention to is the angle of your knee. So if you want a little bit more quads, you want to be getting more so if you're trying to get more quads, you'll be getting more flexion at the knee joint. So your knee is going to be coming further over your toes like this. Whereas if you want to bias your glutes a little bit more, I'm going to do these on the Smith machine. You'll see that I put my foot a little bit further forward so that I can sit back into it and keep my shin at a bit of a straighter angle, but I'll show you what I mean. But I wanted to put that clip in because the hip hinge thing really confuses me. This is a really weird angle because you can just see my feet. I'm going to show you what I mean with no weight on the bar, and I'm going to do it with my legs backwards, but normally I do it the other way around so you can see what I mean. So I put my foot a little bit further forward, because if I put my foot here, my knee is going to have to come over my toe, whereas if you put your foot a little bit further forward, you can keep your shin more straight and focus on really sitting back to get more glutes in the movement, as opposed to if you put your foot more like directly under the bar, you're going to have to go further over your toe. I hope that helps. Okay, so final thing for this workout, I'm going to do glute medius kickbacks, but every single time I film these like form-wise, and I will show you like the full shot, but every single time I do them, you can never tell what direction I'm kicking my leg back in. So I've spoken about this before, but think about it as a pizza cutter. So if you just want to do a normal glute kickback to get more of your glute max, you want to go straight back. If you want to do glute medius, it's like a... if you got like a small pizza from Domino's, instead of being cut into 4, it'd be cut into 8, so it's sort of out to the side like that, and then pure abduction, you just go like that. But I'm doing glute medius kickbacks today, which means I'm not coming straight back, I'm not coming straight out to the side, I'm coming straight down the middle and back.
Okay, the gym session is done. So that was the gym session, literally 4 movements, but such a good glute workout. I think I'm definitely probably going to put that in my program. B stance, hip thrusts, and then 2 length and position movements, and then a little bit of isolation for that glute medius to give you that shelf look. Absolutely love that workout. It's such a good workout, and you might look at it and think, That's only 4 movements and like not tons of sets. If you are going balls to the wall, I promise you, it's enough. So I hope it can give some of you who are watching this video maybe struggling for motivation or struggling to get into a routine a little bit of inspiration for one of your future workouts. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little come to the gym with me vlog. And again, a bit like the one that I did where I spoke about motivation, I hope it's just sort of been a reminder that even like coaches, like this is literally my job. Fitness influencers, even the people who like it's their income sort of to be in the gym, or like people that really love the gym, and I would count myself as someone who really loves the gym. I struggle with getting back into routine sometimes, and if you are struggling, you're not on your own. I hope the tips I've given in this video have been helpful. And yeah, let me know if you guys want a full week of workouts video when I've got a new program sorted, or if I try CrossFit, do you guys want me to like see if I can find someone who's up for being on camera so I can vlog it? And yeah, let me know if you guys are trying any sort of new exercise at the moment, because it would really help to give me some inspo for like new movements maybe that I could put into my new program. Or I could go and try things like Pilates. If you want me to vlog it, I can do that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna go home, get the sweat off me. Like, I'm literally sweating so bad, my hair is like ruined. And get some food in me. I'm doing like days. Basically, I bought a massive box of protein supplements, like protein bars, snacks, and I've been taste testing them on TikTok every single day. So go over to TikTok because I'm going to go and taste one of those when I get back. But yeah, have an amazing day, whatever you are doing. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to and you haven't already. And I'll see you, gorgeous, gorgeous girlies, in the next video. Whoa, that is embarrassing. I am literally glistening.
Yes, you are, girl. Yes, you look cute ass is glistening.
You know, my favorite thing about people like Donna, I love it. Oh, you know, I love it how you're so true. Let's watch more.
This is the movement that grew my glutes. No, it's not. No, it's not. Hip thrusts are better than squats for glute. 8 to 12 reps is killing your gains. Like, 1 step forward, 3 steps backwards. Like, what is going on? Oxy shred is a myth. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. Hello, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be doing a little bit more of an educational one, and we're going to run through some of your guys' favourite / least favourite social media fitness myths, trends that we see. The aim of this video is not to be like, you're a dumbass if you believe this shit. The aim of this video is to help you guys cut through the bullshit on social media and not fall into the trends, the traps that are going to actually probably prevent you from reaching your fitness goals, and probably actually end up costing you a lot of money that you don't need to be spending. And you guys know me, if you watch my Alphalete hauls, you know I love to save a lady some money where she doesn't need to be spending it. So without further ado, I spoke about this with my Discord girls. I put a box on my Instagram, and I've compiled a list of some social media myths, bullshit trends that we're gonna dispel, and hopefully you're gonna walk away from this video feeling like you can consume content a little bit more healthily on social media, but also maybe learn some new things. Okay, so the first one that people wanted me to speak about was lifting belts, and you will often see a lot of people keeping a lifting belt on social media throughout the entirety of their workout. Now, if I'm going to be honest, I think it's just like a laziness thing, because I'm the same. I will keep my knee sleeves, for example, I will keep those on throughout the entirety of my workout, even if I don't need them on. So I'm not saying that someone who is wearing a lifting belt throughout their whole workout is deliberately trying to mislead. However, I do sometimes think with fitness accessories in general, they're oversold to maybe beginners or people who don't really need them yet, and it's sort of a running before you can walk thing. So a lifting belt is often also misconstrued as something that's going to completely protect your back and it's going to do all the bracing for you, and that's not necessarily true. I would describe a lifting belt as sort of an insurance policy for your back. A lifting belt is not going to be able to brace your core for you. What it will do is help you facilitate the bracing process, so that when you are going heavier on things like barbell back squats and deadlifts, you don't have to think so much about bracing, and you can focus a little bit more on the lift itself because it helps increase that intra-abdominal pressure, and so it helps to protect your lower back by keeping your core nice and tight. But you need to know how to brace without a belt first of all to be able to use a lifting belt properly, because like I said, it cannot do the bracing for you. You need to know how to brace in order to be able to get the most use out of a lifting belt. So if you are a beginner who's been looking at all these TikToks of people wearing lifting belts and thinking, well, if I'm going to be doing an RDL and they're doing an RDL and they've got a lifting belt on, I need a lifting belt. You don't, especially when you're moving much lighter weights. I really don't think a lifting belt is necessary. For me, I've only started incorporating a lifting belt on certain movements. Again, you don't need them on for every single movement. I only use them for my RDLs, and I've only started doing that within the past year. Granted, I probably could have started using them before that point, but that's when I felt comfortable to start using a lifting belt. So yeah, don't feel pressured to be going out and buying knee sleeves, lifting belts, wrist strap, all these sort of accessories when you are just getting into the gym, because you don't need them as a straight up beginner. Now, when you start progressing and you start lifting heavier weights, things like knee sleeves, wrist straps, lifting belts can be really, really useful, but you don't absolutely need them. So don't be stressing out over which lifting belt to buy if you're just getting into the gym. You do not need to use them, and it is a complete myth that you need to use them on every single movement. You don't need to use a lifting belt on every single movement, I promise you. Myth number 2, OxyShred / thermogenic fat burners. Now, I'm actually going to leave Beefcake by Brina, I think that's her TikTok handle. I'm going to leave her debunking linked below, because it's way better than, and it's more in depth. She's definitely a lot more knowledgeable in terms of the science behind things like this, and therefore being able to sort of dispel the bullshit marketing claims. So I'm gonna leave that linked below. But yes, OxyShred is a myth. The way in which it's promoted is a myth. I actually really don't like the way that EHP Labs promote their products. To me, and I'm just saying this is just my opinion, this is not fact, I don't know if this is the case, but it seems to me that they give very rigid briefs to the people that work with them, and I'm not blaming the people that work with them. I know some people that work with VHP and they are lovely people. They would never want to mislead anyone, like I am absolutely certain of that. Some brands will have much stricter sort of briefs with what you can say, what you can't say, or what they want you to say, and I always notice it sort of reads like very addish when it comes to OxyShred promotions, and to be honest, even like the Pride promotions and a lot of their supplements, it reads very sort of rigidly. But yeah, I really recommend that you go and watch Beefcake by Brina's full video on this. But essentially, the clinical study they did, it's not the best clinical study. First of all, you have to consider they paid for this study, and therefore there is a bias, there is a vested interest. Second of all, I think there was 20, maybe 21 people in the study. Anyone who's done like an A level in anything where you have to sort of evaluate studies, so like I did psychology, we know 20 people, 21 people, that's not a big enough sample size. That is not a big enough sample size to be making these sorts of claims of it having these amazing fat burning things. Another thing is, obviously it does make you sweat more, but there's also, that's a myth in itself. Sweating more doesn't necessarily equal more fat loss, just the same way, which this might sound really confusing, but I think the thought process might be, if you sweat more, you burn more calories, and then you burn more fat.
Basically what you're saying is the far right
but
is
burning more calories doesn't necessarily mean that you are burning more fat, because calories aren't just fat, if that makes sense. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to be burning more fat. Some people like the sweaty feeling, and that's completely fine. I like some of the flavours of OxyShred. I do have some of them, but I never use them for fat burning purposes, and I would never ever tell anyone to go out and spend money on those. If you are looking to drop body fat, you need a calorie deficit, you need to be looking at your daily activities. Getting your NEAT up, getting your steps up will really help with that process. A workout routine as well well, but ultimately it comes down to the energy balance. If you are not in a calorie deficit, you are not going to be losing body fat. You're not going to be losing body fat if you are not in a calorie deficit. That is something that you need to focus on. So your money, your time, your energy, everything would be so much better spent focusing on your diet, maybe having a bit more money to put towards a gym membership or your weekly shop in order to get your diet a little bit better. That money that you're going to spend on that OxyShred fat burner, go and spend it at Morrison's instead on a good old food shop. I promise you, you'd be getting a lot more bang for your buck. Myth number 3, and this one I've been seeing so much recently, and it's bugging the shit out of me, and that is programs for long lean muscles. I feel like we came so far, and at the moment with fitness on social media, it feels like 1 step forward, 3 steps backwards. Like, what is going on? When it comes to your muscles, you are either building muscle, maintaining muscle, or losing muscle mass. Those are the 3 options you have. You cannot make your muscles longer than they are. Pilates is not going to give you longer muscles. That's not how this works. You're either building muscle or you're not building muscle. Those are the options there. And I think with this whole Pilates thing and like soft girl lifestyle, I understand why people make the correlations that they do with maybe Pilates will give me longer, leaner muscles. However, I would actually argue it's more like the swimmer's effect. So if you don't know what this is, basically, people assume that swimming might make you like a ectomorph build, you know, super long, super lean, because all the like swimmers, Michael Phelps, everyone, they've all got very sort of similar builds. And actually, it's the other way around. They excel at swimming because of the build that they have, you know, having that more ectomorph type build makes them more streamlined, they can move faster in the water. It's the other way around, it's not the other way. And I feel like with Pilates and yoga, the people that you tend to see posting the most about it or having the biggest followings that do these workouts are very tall, very genetically lean women. And so therefore people make the correlation that these workouts give you long, lean muscles. No, babes, you are actually just taller, so your muscles are longer because your femurs are longer, which means that your quads are longer, your limbs are longer, your arms are longer, which means your biceps are more long looking and less short looking. It's not the workouts that are making you built like that, it's the other way around. And I feel like that's where the confusion comes in with that, because I'm telling you guys, you're either building muscle or you're not. These programs for long, lean muscle mass is bullshit, and I personally really don't like it. I think it leans into the sort of like, I'm not even gonna mention it because I don't even want anyone to go down those rabbit holes, but it reminds me of a time on Tumblr. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, the next myth is doing 10 to 12 reps or 8 to 12 reps is killing your gains. Now, the TikToks and the Reels, because this is what I see this more on, because I think it's such short form content, you don't have to give the context and it gets clicks and people are like, why? So you get the comments, the engagement shoots up, and before you know it, a video has gone viral that is telling people the reason they are not making progress is because they're doing 8 to 12 reps in the gym. Without context and without the meaning behind someone might make such a bold statement like that, these statements are myths and they're very, very, very unhelpful, because on paper, yes, you can build muscle doing 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. However, if you are doing 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps on every single movement in your program, and you are maybe doing, let's say, 6 movements in a session, that's way too much volume. So that's one reason why it's probably not a good idea within the wider context of doing 4 sets of 8 to 12 on every single movement. And the other point that people are usually getting at with statements like this is training intensity, and I am so in agreement that training intensity is so important, but when you're putting out statements like that without explaining why, it becomes very confusing for people, and something that they have been told all along, which is 8 to 12 reps or 8 to 15 reps is a really good range for muscle growth. Now all of a sudden they're being told actually that's bullshit. So let me actually explain the sort of thought process process and why it's a myth and why it's also kind of not a myth, and it does make sense in certain contexts. We know you can build muscle anywhere between 5 and 30 reps. 5 and 30 reps, so you've got a big old range there. However, something that you need to consider is your proximity to failure, because the only way in which you are going to be seeing very similar muscle growth results from 5 reps up to 30 is provided that you are training close to failure, with a close proximity to failure and pushing yourself hard. Now, when you go with like the higher rep ranges, 20 to 30 reps, the likelihood is, especially if you do more weights and not so much endurance stuff, it's probably actually going to be like your cardiovascular system that gives out on you before your actual muscles do. So you might think you're training to failure doing 20 to 30 reps, but actually it's your breathing, it's your cardiovascular system that is giving up on you before your actual muscles are, therefore not training close to failure. So therefore you might actually be better, and I normally recommend staying between 6 and 15 reps. That's my sort of happy range for hypertrophy. Maximum 20 maybe on something like a back extension. So taking this into context, the reason why people make such bold statements like 4 sets of 10 reps is killing your gains, that's why you're not making progress, is because if you're doing 4 sets of 10 reps, you are not giving yourself the opportunity to have any sort of range, which is really important if you're going to be pushing close to failure. Whenever I'm doing programming, it's very likely that I will give a rep range as opposed to just 4 sets of 10, 4 sets of 15. And that is because if you are pushing all your sets close to failure, you are training really hard, there is no way that you are going to be getting 10 reps on all 4 sets. You should be seeing the reps drop off, and that's why training with a range of maybe 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps, it gives you that ability to see the reps drop off, rather than having to aim for 10 reps and actually you're probably using a weight which maybe only the final set is pushed close to failure and the other 3 are a bit of junk volume. So I understand the premise behind these 4 sets of 10 is killing your gains, I get it, but without the context it's really unhelpful, because it's not, you know, 10 is a fucking dog shit number, and if you're doing 10 reps, there's something in your body that says, actually, I don't want to grow, I'm not going to grow muscles today. That's not how it works, but the context around it, if someone is giving the context, yes, it's a helpful little bit of information for people to have, but just putting out statements like 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps is killing your gains without the wider context of, you know, mentioning that you need to consider your overall training volume, your proximity to failure, and all that sort of stuff is not very helpful. And just as a blanket statement without the context, it is a myth, because you can build muscle doing 10 to 12 reps on a movement, provided you are pushing with the right intensity and pushing close to failure. And I sympathise so much with people that are just trying to get into the gym, because Jesus Christ, there is so much stuff online now, and if I was seeing that, I'd be thinking, oh my god, I'm doing the whole thing wrong, like, how many reps do I need to be doing, what's the magic number of reps? And like I said, you can train between 5 and 30. Studies have shown that you're going to get very similar muscle growth results provided you're pushing close to failure. Personally, just from a logical and fatigue point of view, I would try and keep it between maybe 6 and 15 for most of your movements. But as long as you are pushing close to failure, you are going to be growing. That brings me on to another fitness myth / trend, which I personally think, again, just like the one I've just gone over, is so confusing to people just trying to get into the gym. And it is the demonising of certain movements, or people flip-flopping and just like going a completely different direction. And she gave a really good example in kickback. I think this is a really good example. She said, you know, last year people were saying straight back kickbacks are absolute rubbish. Then people were saying it's the glute medius kickback that's the only one you need to be doing. Then people were saying cable abductions don't work your glutes, and people just making such bold statements. And another really good example of this is the lat pull down machine. Oh my god, that was something that I found really frustrating, and ironically now everyone has now backflipped on that again, and now everyone's using the lat pull down machine again, because people were saying it only uses your upper back and it's no lats, and now studies have come out again, and shock horror, which I don't even think it's that shocking because people have been building their lats using the lat pull down machine for years, but showing that it's really good actually at activating your upper back and your lats as well. So there's nothing wrong with doing the lat pull down. So if in the what I would call the JPG era, you took that movement out of your training program, you're safe to add it back in. The science is there. Hey, it might not be optimal because it uses your upper back as well, but it's still a good movement. And it's this sort of like every other week it feels like this movement's trash now, this one's the new one in, and yeah, it's a complete myth. It's a myth that glute medius kickbacks are way better than straight back kickbacks. It's a complete myth that cable abductions don't work any of your glutes. It's a complete myth that straight back kickbacks are not a good movement. Context matters so much, and yes, a straight kickback, normal standard cable kickback might not be the best movement. For example, someone who's trying to use their kickback variations to target their glute medius, because that kickback variation is going to give you a little bit more glute max. It's primarily a glute max movement. However, that individual can just go and do glute medius kickbacks instead because that's what their focus is. It doesn't mean that they need to shit on straight leg kickbacks because it's still working the glute max. It doesn't mean it's a bad movement just because it's not working the muscle that you want it to move. Just go and do another movement. You don't need to shit all over another movement. And cable abductions will work your glute medius and your glute minimus. All three kickback variations have their place in a training program. Maybe not all in the same program if you don't want to do that, but they are all valid movements. They're going to target your glutes slightly differently, and I wouldn't say one is inherently better than the other. It just depends what you are wanting to work the most and what you are wanting to get out of that glute kickback movement. But yeah, the trend of being like, this movement's out, this movement's in, I would strongly recommend with social media following a wide range of people. Don't take one person's word as gospel, including myself. Please do not take my word as gospel. I say that with my Alphalete reviews as well. Do not take my word as gospel. Please get multiple opinions, because the one thing that you do not want to do, and I saw the hypertrophy coach post about this, and I thought it was such a good post. He was talking about the pendulum in fitness. You don't want to be swinging on either side. You want to remain sort of in the middle, a little bit more neutral, listening to both sides, because the people who were, for example, saying the lat pull down doesn't work your lats have now got a shit ton of egg on their face, because now we know, again, which, like I said, we already really knew it, it does work your lats. It does work your lats. So avoid being on that pendulum either way. You don't want to be swinging so far either way. Consume content with a critical mass. Okay, that brings me on to another myth, which is hip thrusts are better than squats for glute. Now, the reason why I think someone mentioned this is because of the recent study which did show very, very similar hypertrophy results in the glute region between squats and hip thrusts. They produced very, 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 very similar amounts of muscle growth. And so now, again, we're seeing the pendulum. It's swinging, it's doing its thing, and people are like, I'm not doing hip thrusts anymore, I'm just going to do back squats. And then some people have used it to be like, right, well then I don't need to do back squats, I can do hip thrusts. And I would say you can probably do both. I think when I first started getting into the gym and the only person I followed was Brett Contreras, I was such a like, squats don't work your glutes well at all. But I would say over like the past year, maybe year and a half, 2 years, my thoughts on that have definitely softened. I do not like barbell back squats just because of my anatomy. It's a very uncomfortable movement for me. It's one I struggle to progress on, and so because my goals are more hypertrophy focused, I am not going to put all my eggs in one basket with that movement. I'm going to be going for things like a leg press, a hack squat, a pendulum squat, where I can overload it a little bit more, and therefore I can grow a little bit more muscle mass doing those movements as opposed to back squats for me personally. It is technically, according to that study, a myth that hip thrusts grow your glutes better than squats. However, this is where we need to be careful with the pendulum, because one thing you need to consider is someone's goals. If someone's goals are more primarily glute development than quad development, for example, a hip thrust is going to be a better movement, to have a higher frequency in that program than a squat. Because yes, a squat might produce similar hypertrophy results in the glutes to the hip thrust, but you're also getting quad in that movement. For that person, a hip thrust still would be a better movement for their glutes because they want to target their glutes heavily more than they do their quads. The second thing that you also need to consider here is recovery. Squats are a much harder movement for your glutes and for your overall central nervous system to recover from than, for example, a hip thrust. You are working your glutes in a lengthened position in a squat, you are working your glutes in a shortened position in a hip thrust. Shortened positions you can recover much quicker from, and therefore you might be able to get away with a bit more volume and might be able to reach the necessary amount of volume to grow your glutes without feeling so beat up on a muscular level, but also on a nervous system overall fatigue level than you would if you were doing barbell back squats to try and get the same amount of volume. So therefore a hip thrust might still be better in that scenario. So yes, it's technically a myth, but you need to consider the context, and I would always urge people when new studies come out to really not let things swing too far one way. You know, look at the bigger picture, think about training programs overall, and also think about the quantity of these studies, how long they've been out for, how much have we really looked at this, because people like to talk about training in black and white when it's really not. There's a lot about the body that we just don't know. Okay, the next myth, which I am so sick of hearing about. I'm sick of seeing TikToks about it. I'm just sick of it. Hip dips. Getting rid of hip dips. Workouts to get rid of your hip dips. I'm telling you now, most of this stuff is bullshit. And the issue with this is you see the confirmation bias. You see the before and afters of the people who have had a transformation where you can tell that their hip dips are less prominent. First of all, let's look at why you might have more prominent hip dips. Bone structure will impact how prominent your hip dips are. To be honest, everything I'm going to say comes under your genetics. It's heavily to do with your genetics. So you've got your bone structure, you've got where you store body fat. For example, if you store body fat in the area where the dip is, you will have less prominent looking hip dips. If you store body fat maybe in the love handle area and not much on the side of your bum, you might have more prominent looking hip dips. Muscle insertions can impact how your glutes sort of look, which is another thing you can't change. And the key thing here is these are all things that you cannot change. You cannot change. If someone has been able to minimize the appearance of their hip dips through dieting or gaining weight or working out, that's because they had the genetic predisposition or the genetic potential to be able to do that. And because you only see the success stories, you don't see the millions of women who've been training glutes hard as hell for years, training their glute max, glute medius, glute minimus, training all of it and still having super prominent hip dips. Now, if you look at an elite level bodybuilder, and before people even come for me and say you can't compare like a man's glutes to women's, like look at the bikini girls, guys, the guys' posing requirements are very different to the women's. The guys' posing requirements are to like tuck their glutes in and really squeeze them so you can see all the muscle. A bikini girl's requirements is to arch her back, and even someone with the most visible hip dips in the world, that is going to completely hide their hip dip appearance. Glutes at their core are butterfly in shape. They are not round, they are butterfly in shape. Sort of like a love heart or like a butterfly. Another really good example of this is Coach Mark Carroll. He's very, very, very open and very vocal about hip dips being a very normal part of anatomy, and also
No, I'm serious.
being a very normal part of women who have a strong and impressive set of glutes. Primarily coaches bikini girls, so these bikini girls that people are holding up and saying, look, this person doesn't have hip dips, it's not the same as bodybuilding male. He says in their check-in pictures, they've got hip dips, it's just the posing that makes it look like they don't. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. This video is going to be like an hour long if I talk about it. So if people want me to do a full in-depth video again on hip dips, let me know and I will do it. But ultimately, This boils down to your genetics, and I do think sometimes with making so many videos about it and talking about it so much, it just reinforces that idea that it's a huge issue. I have one in-depth video on hip dips on my YouTube channel from about 3 years ago. You can go and watch that. I'll leave it linked below. I also spoke about it in my upper glute shelf booty workout explanation video. I spoke about it a little in there as well, so go and watch those videos. If I start talking about the hip dip thing, we're going to be here for an hour, but that is a complete myth. There is no workout that is going to get rid or mask, because people like to say, okay, you can't get rid of it, but you can mask it, or mask the appearance of dips for most women. In fact, most women, it's actually going to make the hip dips more prominent. So that's not me saying no one's ever been able to minimise the appearance of their hip dips. I'm sure that they have, but it's nothing magic they've done. It's not the magic workout they've done. It's not the magic diet they've done. It's that they had the genetic predisposition and ability to be able to do that. They fell in it. And that brings me on to another myth, which is the myth of crazy glute transformation. Because most fitness influencers do have pretty big glutes, they've got pretty big bunders. Because they do, and that's all we see, and that's all the algorithms push to us, we think that's possible for everyone, and we think that's normal for everyone, and we think that's what all women in the gym look like. I'm telling you, next time you're in the gym, not in a judgy way, just be observant of how women who are training really, really hard, how their glutes look and how big they are. We have completely warped our perceptions of what is a realistic transformation and what is a realistic end goal for how we want our glutes to look. Because the truth is, and I'm not saying this to put people off trying to get there, that's not what I'm saying here, and I don't want anyone to take that out of it, but the truth is, not everyone is going to be able to get like huge glutes. Not everyone is going to be able to achieve that appearance. Not everyone is going to be able to look like their favourite fit sport or have like this insane, like mind-blowing, mind-boggling glute transformation. Everyone, in my opinion, is well capable of having an inherently impressive glute transformation. Everyone can grow their glutes. Everyone can make progress. However, social media has 100% warped our minds of what progress is realistic. For example, let's just think about it this way. If women on average can gain up to 1 pound of muscle per month, and that is up to, some people might be below, some people might be a little bit over, and that's over your whole body, not just in the bunda, that's over your whole body. If we're doing the maths, some of these 12-week transformations, 3 pounds of muscle mass, it's not realistic. And realistically, it takes a lot of women and a lot of men years, like 5 to 10 years of training consistently and training hard to be at a point of muscle mass that they are happy with. And even then, they might not look like the people that they look up to in terms of size. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I hate that people feel like they're doing something wrong, or they're looking for the new best exercise, or like a way to do things all the time, like looking for a new way constantly all the time, because they think they're doing something wrong because they've not achieved the results that they've seen go viral on TikTok. These results go viral on TikTok because they're super impressive, algorithms favour them, and they're like, wow. The comments will go up because people will be like, what the fuck, how have you done this, like this is insane. And so it gets pushed out by algorithms more, so you see it more. What you don't see is the girls who've been really trying to grow their glutes for 1, 2, 3 years, and yes, they've made progress, but they might have put 3 inches on their glutes as opposed to 10 to 15 that you might see on social media sometimes. It's a massive confirmation bias. So you are seeing the top percentage of results, not the millions of people who have also tried to get the same results and not been able to do that. So please enjoy the process, make sure you're enjoying what you are doing, and don't put yourself under this huge pressure to have a massive arse and massive glutes There's nothing wrong with training with a little bit of aesthetics in mind. There's such a pressure to have like huge, mind-blowing, mind-boggling glutes and like a massive ass. Is such a pressure, and it's not going to be possible for everyone. I can do a whole video on genetics and build and how that's sort of going to impact how things look. If you guys want that, let me know. But yes, it's a myth, it's a trend, and it's not common for everyone to be having these crazy glute transformations. It is not what social media would have you think. And it also doesn't mean we should rag on people that are the top 1%. It's unfair to rag on someone just because they have better genetics. It's giving jealousy and it's giving bitter. Okay, the last myth that I'm going to finish off this video with, well, slash trend, is this trend of that every single week on social media there's a new must-do exercise. This is the movement that grew my glutes. No, it's not. No, it's not. It might be a great glute movement that has contributed to your glute growth, but it is not that one single movement that grew your glutes. It's the training program as a whole. It's your genetics that have helped you along the way. It's the nutrition protocol that you are following. It's all of that. It's not this one movement. And the issue is, especially if you are just trying to get into the gym, and I really want to talk to my just trying to get into the gym girlies here. If you are just trying to get into the gym, social media is so confusing because every week there is a new must-do exercise that you have to do to grow X body part. This movement that you must be doing for the snatched waist, this movement that you must be doing for this. There is no one single movement that is going to completely transform your body. It's going to be a mixture of movements done over time with consistency and intensity. And the issue with the trends of having a must do, this is the best glute exercise every other week on social media, is people that are new to the gym are going to be looking at that, and every other week as a result probably changing their program, starting a new program every 2 weeks. And if you are doing that, you're never going to learn to train with intensity. You're never going to be consistent enough with a certain program to apply progressive overload, and therefore you are not going to get the results that you want to get. Everyone's search for what's optimal and what's the best is probably actually what's killing their gains. It's probably actually getting in the way of them making progress. You would be better following a program that you enjoy, that might not be completely optimal, but it's good exercise selection. Maybe it's not the best, but it's good exercise selection, targeting the muscles that you want to grow, and sticking with that program consistently for maybe 8 to 12 weeks, and then even from then you might want to do it for months. And training with intensity is going to yield way better results than searching for optimal and changing your program every 2 weeks in the search of that, because first of all, you're never going to find it, and two, what is truly optimal is having a program that you enjoy, that you can adhere to and stick to over time, being consistent with it and training with intensity. The number one issue I see with clients who come to me who are trying to grow and they're not making progress is the training intensity. Exercise selection might be good, but if training intensity and consistency over time is not there, you are not going to be getting the results that you want to see. So yeah, the trend and myth of like this new one must do exercise is bullshit. I mean, if you want to try out those movements in your next training program, please feel free to do so. But if you are 2 weeks into a program, please don't feel like you need to turn the whole thing on its head because a fitness influencer that you've seen online has said this is the must-do exercise, this is the best glute exercise, this grew my glutes 100 million inches. Stick with a program consistently over time, training with intensity, training with a good proximity to failure, recovery, sleep, nutrition, all in line with growth related goals, and you will see progress, I promise you. I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you've enjoyed doing a little bit more of a sit down educational video with me. I've not done one of these in so long. I think my last myth busting video was like, it was during, I was blonde, like it was during lockdown. I think it was maybe 2 years ago, if not more. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know any fitness myths or trends that you've been seeing that you want to dive down below. Let me know your thoughts, if this video has been helpful, what other videos you'd maybe want to see. If you've got any questions about anything I've said, just let me know. But yeah, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to and you haven't already, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
That is able to facilitate peace talks with different groups in the
You're so
region.
fucking cute.
And this is basically a destruction of that ability. You know, now there are ideas being thrown around of instead of hosting talks in Qatar because it's no longer safe for the negotiating team to be there. If any further talks are going to take place, it might have to take place in a European country that perhaps Israel will not try to bomb. But this is one of those things where it has the capacity to destabilize everything, and that doesn't end well for most people in the region. It's really, really grim. But let's take a look here. And again, like the U.S. is trying to oh well, I mean we didn't make this decision, but like the United States aided this decision. Like they aided this course of action. Yeah, it took place within like the city limits of Doha. Unilaterally bombing inside Qatar, a sovereign nation and close ally of the United States that is working very hard and bravely taking risks with us to broker peace, does not advance Israel or America's goals, White House spokesperson Caroline Levitt said. Because, again, they think all of us are fucking idiots. Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin blamed Israel for
Yeah, I got no FDs anymore, man. I give no fucks about America. I give no fucks about America anymore, motherfucker. That's the problem. It doesn't have to.
Alphalete, the Arab League Secretary General, accused Israel of violating Qatar's sovereignty, saying it does not care about consequences of its shameful actions. Like we're talking like geopolitical leaders of very large and powerful political blocs. Turkey is not a small player in the region, and the Arab League is not a small player in the region. These all have this has the capacity to really spiral out beyond the current conflict and draw other countries into a possible fight. This is not good. I'm just going to turn off the music. Largely incidental. Just a gigantic explosion in a residential area of the city.
These diamonds, yeah, they're lab grown, but that means that I got the size that I wanted without the crazy markup. I never take this ring off, and honestly, it's the best decision we ever made. This ring is from Brilliance, and they let you customize everything. I get so many compliments, like daily. Every time I'm out, someone compliments my ring.
Hello, welcome to another vlog. I'm probably going to call this like a wholesome country core, whatever I'm going to call it, vlog, because this is kind of well, it's kind of a fantasy vlog. It's more of just to like spend a day on an active weekend day with me and Dad. So we're going to go to Ilkley and we're going to go up to Ilkley Moor and we're just going to spend a nice wholesome day together. So I need to put my socks on and my shoes on, and then we're going on an adventure, and then we are going to get the train. But first thing first, when you're going on a British walk, you need to fuel up. So we're going to go to Wetherspoons for breakfast first, but it's a really nice day outside, guys. The weather is looking promising. Summer is finally We're just going to Spoons now, guys. We're walking through the very aesthetically appealing and easy to walk around.
It's fucked at the moment.
Sausage, bacon and egg, I think. And a hash brown. My breakfast was disgusting.
What about it was disgusting?
I think Spoons have got a new show and it's pretty sick.
Yeah,
probably like a Spoons breakfast as well. I'm down to let go.
Okay. What are you drinking there?
CBD.
That's CBD.
Peach and ginger. Quite sparkling. We're on the train. Way to Brooklyn. What's the plan today then, Daniel? Daniel's mapped out the walk.
So, we off the train. Is there another clip? If you want to cough?
I love a coffee.
Bit of stimulation.
The people will know I've not got coffee massage in this one, which is probably why I'm low energy.
Get you a cough, and then we start the ascent to what I call the base camp. It's a little pond of water. In the distance, there's the White House.
Yes.
And this is the main.
Not the president's White House.
No, it's a different one. This is way better. This one. This is the milestone for making it to the top of the hill. Then we'll begin to scale across. We'll go through 3 different sections: the jungle bit, the forest bit, and then the mountainous bit, like the cliffs. We'll finish at the weary traveller's watering hole. The cow and calf. This is where we're going. Up that hill.
Wait, all the way to the top?
All the way to the top. What do you think? That's only just the beginning part, love.
I'm tempted to put an American accent on so people think we're tourists. Look, it's basically Vermilion.
Yeah, you the guy game and jumping
Hiking up the moor. As Garth would say, it's the moor, or an ilkley moor. But it's very, very windy, so I don't know if you can hear me properly. However, we are now making our way up to, we're on stage 1. We're making our way up to this, making our way up to this white house thing here. But yeah, look at this, guys. This is the British countryside. Dan was the last one to the top. Stinks of shit.
Well, I better get in the bath then.
No, but show it over there where you can see where there's a cloud. Can you tell on camera that there's a cloud?
Yeah.
So there's like a bit over there. I love a dog. So there's like a bit over there where it's darker and you can see that it's got a cloud over it. But then over there you can tell it's all in the sun. How weird is that? You can actually see the clouds moving across those trees there. Can you see it?
Yeah, like what?
Yeah.
Or is that just the wind blowing through the trees? I actually don't know.
I'm just saying, babe, what's the difference? What's the difference, dog?
We'll take it in then. You can still get in without a phone.
Wait, you allowed to get in? No, surely not.
Israel never accepted by the
Down here. You better show up straight from camera.
Huh?
You better show up straight from camera.
Oh shit.
Me telling you off. You're like, push up.
I know. Like, guys, this is what Dan likes to call the jungle part. There is 100% grass in here. Somewhere. Probably everywhere. That's fine. We're at the river.
And
Guys, we've got to the river. This is the river bit.
No, it isn't. This is the easy river.
We took, ow! We took a wrong turn, and now we've got the easier bit. What's the harder bit?
You cross the river up there. It's a lot higher up there.
Wow, the one here was right.
Lovely. Coca-Cola. Water.
It's actually Coke Zero.
Yeah, that's Coke Zero.
We like in a war because of
Is this the third leg of the walk? Second part.
The forest
This
part.
is the foresty part. I like going uphill. It makes me feel like I'm on the stairs.
Doesn't like going down them, no.
No, I've got a phobia of slopes, guys.
Why'd you have a phobia of slopes?
Because when I was in like year 5 or year 6, yeah,
I know,
I ran down the
he's
hill
a
in the
bitch.
snow
He's like the,
and
he's like
with
the
my own
Korean
body weight,
niggas from DS9.
pushed my wrist and broke my wrist.
I'm the Korean niggas. Hey, I'm the Korean niggas.
This like landscape bit here looks like somewhere where they'd have like an Avengers fight. It's the last bit of the walk. So Dan's gonna get down there. He's not really. No, come away from the edge, please. Stop. I can't watch. Okay, we're not gonna watch that. But yeah, this is the car. A bit of the walk, and we are going down there now. That's the car park. Let's walk. I'm gonna go to the pool.
Or maybe the idea is that you're safe nowhere until
Guys, look, the sheep. This is proper British countryside. Oh, wait, are they sheep or goats?
really employed to
Yeah, they're not sheep, guys, sorry, they're goats. Oh wait, goats are a bit vicious. I've actually fed a goat before, you know. In Hartlepool, I went to the farm.
I don't think they're too vicious.
Get it! You got
I don't think we should walk directly through them. I'm scared. They're going to rear end me.
No. I'll see. Give it to David Vloggins.
Don't scare me.
Okay. It's a clear path in the middle. No?
These are the drinks we got. We've come to the cow park. Dan, what's in them?
Gin mostly.
That's cool. It tells you the units of alcohol. This is what we got. Oh, it's not in focus. Why not in focus? This one. Okay, we're on the train back now. The walk is done. These are... Dan's got his watch on, I didn't wear mine. It's dead.
2 hours, give or take. 5.74 kilometres. 700 calories. 258 metres of elevation gain. So that's how much we did walking uphill. I'll go back to how many steps we've done now. 11,221. It's going to be more from you though, isn't it?
Yeah, because I've got smaller
girl. Damn, yeah, I get it. It's a long time, girl.
legs, but I didn't have my watch on.
What?
But I'm absolutely pooped dancing in this shoe though. Dog's out. We are now back in our humble abode from the walk. Danny's going to watch the football. Football's on. Boys. I need to shower and then I've got a YouTube video I need to edit for tomorrow. It's not this one, it's another one. It's like a myth busting video, so I want to edit that, do a thumbnail, upload it so it's ready for the morning, and then I've got a little bit of client work I need to do, but I'm going to shower first because I stink and I need to wash my hair. I think I might carry this vlog on tomorrow and then it's just like a huff and spend the weekend with me. Vlog. But yeah. Dan, what, are you looking forward to the football?
3 games in a row, baby.
3 games in a row?
That's right, we're already halfway through one. You got
Yeah,
anything
looks like
to
a
do.
beauty girl. I'm not playing, dude. don't care because you
Good
want the oil
morning.
in the
We're carrying on the
That's all
vlog
you
today.
care about, the oil.
So we're just getting ready and then we're going to go to my mum and dad's for a roast, but I don't think it's like a typical British roast. I think my mum's done braised steak, which is lovely. It's a very chill day, so I'm just going to moisturise and then put a bit of this bronzer on, which I'm just obsessed with. Dan's just gone in the shower. I'm going to make us bacon sandwiches, and then because I've made us bacon sandwiches, I'm going to make sure that he allows us to go to Starbucks on the way through. I've already had a coffee, but I want another. I am so sore today, by the way, so sore today. And this is something I actually wanted to just touch on very briefly, was when we got up to that White House part of the walk yesterday, I actually had a very, like, weirdly emotional moment, like my eyes were watering, because I was just thinking about, like, my dad, obviously he's 76, he's going to be 77 next month, and love Dad, love King Dad, but he's not like the healthiest person in the world, and I know full well that like walks like that, he wouldn't be able to do it anymore. And there's quite a lot of like sightseeing stuff like in England or outside of England when you're travelling around that requires you to actually be quite fit to be able to go up and be able to do it. And I was just thinking, I was like, I love strength training, I love how strong I am, I love having muscles, and I don't think I'll ever give that up. But I was like, there's no way I should be as tired as I am from just like walking up the hill, and I want to make sure that I'm able to go and sightsee for as long as possible. When it comes to like travel stuff, I want to make sure I'm able to do it. I want to make sure I'm able to I just want to make sure that I'm like capable and healthy for like as long as possible holistically. And I've spoke about this in vlogs recently, like wanting to feel like overall fitter, because I know I'm strong, but I wouldn't say I'm like particularly fit sort of thing. So that's something that I definitely want to work on. But I would share that, because when I put that story up yesterday, I actually got so many Instagram DMs from people being like, thank you for talking about this, like it's so hard to strike the balance between like health and aesthetics when it comes to training, or people that could just relate being like, oh my god, like I'm on holiday at the moment, we've been doing hiking, it's made me realise how sort of unfit I am. And yeah, like I said, like obviously it just made my eyes water a little bit, it made me a bit emotional, because I know that like my parents are getting older, but I don't doubt that like at 76, like there was another like older woman up there, and she looked maybe like mid-70s. I don't like to go for woman's age, but she looked maybe mid-70s, and I was like, it is possible. So I want to make sure that I'm looking after myself holistically. I really want to try out CrossFit for that reason. I just feel like it's a very sort of fitness, like overall fitness and health based sort of sport. I really want to try it out. I wanted to try it out after October, being with Gabby on the Alphalete shoot. Like she really did sort of inspire me to want to try something new, and just watching like her TikToks and stuff and reels and Instagram posts of her workouts, like it looks so fun. So I definitely want to try that. And going on more big walks, making hiking and like outdoor walking a more regular thing, keeping up with my cardio when I'm in the gym, making sure that I am doing that, because I don't want to give up strength training, I don't want to give up my sort of bodybuilding style workouts, but I do want to make sure that I am being holistically healthy. And on the topic of Garth, I'm going to put this camera down, I'm going to finish getting dressed, and then we're going to go and see him. Fudge will be there, all the main characters of my life will be there. My mum, my dad, my sister, my soon-to-be brother-in-law. Did I ever tell you guys that my sister's engaged? I don't know if I did. My sister's engaged. She got engaged on New Year's Eve, and I was like, I started crying. I drank a little bit, but I wasn't drunk. I started crying. I thought they were taking the piss. I was like, you're joking. I was like, you're joking. Because in my mind, I was like, there's no way I wouldn't know about this. But it was a very well-kept secret. So they're getting married next year, so they'll be there. Fudge will be there. But most importantly, the braised steak will be there. I joke. And perfect timing. Bacon's done in the air fryer. I'm in my mum's car. I'm not even trying to find it. It's Starbucks request.
I watch England football.
Oh, we'll be back for 11.
Yeah, I understand that, but there's build-up.
Whose new album is this? Quavo's new album. I'm gonna actually probably have to turn that down because
exits into the area.
I'm gonna get done for copyright. It's a very good album, guys. I do have a favourite song, but the issue is we were listening to it yesterday, and I don't know what the song was. And there's like 15 songs on the album, so I'm trying to find the song again and work out which it was, because it was a good song. It was a bit of a different vibe. A different vibe.
Rocket something in the album. It's a dedicated take on.
I'll do my Scottish act. It's a bit of a different vibe. For Quavo, but he's trying out a new sound. I sound like someone of Harry Potter, but I don't know who it is. Yes! Oh my god, no, yes! The woman with black, the Scottish woman with black hair.
No. I'm sure you're
know who
talking
I'm talking about?
Professor McGonagall.
Yes, that's who I sounded like. Harry! I'll just stop. I don't think Dan enjoys my accent.
So, what are we doing today?
We're going to see Garth in Debra, and we're watching the wee lionesses. I was going to say left here, but you're already telling me. And then another quick left.
I can see where Starbucks is.
What milk have you got?
Almond, soy, or smoked milk?
Almond milk then, please.
Almond milk. So is that anything else?
No,
That's all, thank you.
Thank you. Do you make your way around to it?
Thank you. Milk. This Starbucks. This Starbucks never has oat milk. I don't even know why I'm surprised. I wish they'd replace it with a Dunkin'. I like Dunkin' now, guys. Thanks to Bailey. She influenced me. She's a true influence there. But it's really, really good. It's better than Starbucks. Sometimes with Starbucks, I would say it's 50-50, and sometimes it tastes burnt. You get Starbucks sometimes. Do you think sometimes it tastes burnt? It's like 50-50, but I'm hoping with an iced mocha it couldn't taste burnt. I've never actually had an iced mocha. I'm a bit worried about the almond milk, but I'm sure it'll be bloody lovely. Drink, guys. I've actually never had an iced mocha from Starbucks before, so we're gonna give it a go. Iced mocha, 2 espresso, signature espresso, 1 almond milk. You're literally between my legs, which is why this is a weird angle, but I dared and put you on there.
I can just hold it whilst I'm driving.
I don't think you can. I dared and put you on the dashboard. Okay, that is actually really nice. I definitely prefer the Dunkin' one, but maybe it's because this is almond milk. You know, oat milk girly to my god. Say hi to the vlog, Fudgy. Say hi to the vlog. Hi vlog. My name is Fudge. And this is my girlfriend. Oh. It appears they're going through a divorce. Oh yes. Beautiful. The vlog, Catherine. Hi, Amy's vlog. Hi, Jack.
Hi, Amy's vlog.
Hi, Amy's vlog. Garth's not here, sorry guys. No, he's taking his potatoes back. What was wrong with the potatoes? Is he drinking out of this? I don't know, he just brought it in from the car. I won't get rid of that because I mean, you know, £30 for it.
For what?
For what?
Oh.
He keeps on saying he paid £1 for it. Well, technically, you did. She's mashing. What goes in the mash, Catherine?
Wow,
Milk.
so trusted.
My stomach said, thank you very much. Butter. My stomach again said, thank you very much. That lovely bit of mash. Lovely bit of mash. I was talking about you the other day.
Yeah, massive.
Because I was to the Discord girlies, I was explaining, we were talking about how everyone's got such different builds, and even two people similar heights could be like a very different sort of build, do you know what I mean? And I was telling them where your hips are. So my hips are here. Well, I can't pull mine down. Look at where her hips are. Her hips are where my belly button is. Can you believe it, guys? She's a giraffe. Who remembers my lockdown vlogs? They were some of my favourite videos. I dyed
They have armor.
Gareth's hair pink. Fine piece of art. And in here,
The artillery
chocolate bunnies. Why is she not eating them? You know what Dad was like. She's an almond mum.
95%.
What's that mean? An almond mum is the mums that were, I think this is right, I could be wrong. I think an almond mum is the mums that were raised in the generation where potatoes will kill you, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that is my mum.
I can't live.
Recent weeks.
I don't forgot coming home, Coke Zero.
What? Yeah, you're supposed to have bought Dad some more of that.
I did. I ordered my dad Coke Zero on Amazon, and it just never came. Although to be fair, I did pay like it was something ridiculous, like £4 for 30 cans. I mean, it was never gonna come. It never came, so I cancelled the order. The braising steak. Garfield. No.
What do you buy?
Catherine. No. You know, I could be a
Now, I also want to.
£1 billion a year, and I wouldn't buy Lurpak. This tastes the exact same.
What do you buy?
We don't really have butter. I don't use butter on anything.
What do you put on your toast?
I never have toast. We don't have a toaster.
What about when you make like this?
It's just we raw dog it.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Gar. Wow, you guys look like twins in this low light. Gar, you need to say hi to the vlog.
I need to stay right to the blog.
He's got his hearing aids in as well. You need to say hi to the vlog.
The blog.
The vlog.
The
Bloody
vlog.
camera in her hand.
Alright, hi vlog.
Have you got any words of wisdom?
Well, yes.
Never buy.
Don't buy. Never buy? Oh, never buy underpants from boys.
No, what were you going to say? What were you going to say?
Don't wash the cutlery in domestos.
When did you do that?
Well, you just don't do it, do you? Words of wisdom she asked for. Never fry sausages in the new. Spence is killing me. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, she snapped her headband.
Salt. It looks like a dog's dinner, but it's sensational. Yorkshire pudding. Yummy. I thought he didn't have a sweet tooth.
I don't.
That looks like an awfully big slice for
That's
someone with
why
no sweet
I'm
tooth.
putting it in the bowl that I had me stew in.
Oh. That's disgusting.
I'm saving on the washing up and not wearing out.
Maybe it'll catch on. Gravy cheesecake. Remembers my bedroom at my mum and dad's. This is where I used to post all my hauls, all my videos. I used to sit in this chair. This was the background.
Trump tells you to do again, okay?
Aww,
That's the way I like
this
to
is
go.
very nostalgic. This was my desk that I used to do all my coaching and uni work on. Graduation image, slay,
Or
mirror, which I
not
now
seen
literally never get to
a
use.
natural guard.
It was still a good mirror purchase, yeah.
Attack American citizens.
And then this was
but
my
that's
sister's
the
room.
thing
This is where I
here.
used to take all
You're
my
not talking
selfies.
about that. You're not talking about that, alright?
This is now
Stop acting like you
our
talk for the
bedroom,
American people,
suffering.
Ben. Stop acting like
This
you talk
lovely
for
bit
the
of
American
art
people,
that I
motherfucker.
bought from my
Stop acting like you
parents.
know what
Okay,
I
we're
want.
now back from my mum and dad.
don't
So we're
know
just
me,
having our
man.
Sunday evening
Motherfucker,
wind
you
down.
don't
So
know
I'm going
me.
to start finishing this vlog off here because the rest of the evening is not looking fun. I'm halfway through programming, but with me being halfway through, I thought, why don't I show you how
I'm sorry.
my Sunday morning work shift. It's not Sunday morning, it's
We
Sunday
have
afternoon.
armed soldiers
How my Sunday
attacking
work
American citizens
shifts
right
go.
now,
So this
motherfuckers.
is an example of how I sort of do programming. When clients want to switch things up, I will make notes. So like I make a heart for movements they've really loved. big old juicy cross for things that they haven't been enjoying, and an ad if there's anything, you know, they've seen maybe online that they want to try out, or a movement that they miss doing that they want to try out. And then I read through the checking feedback as well, and then I've got it, a lot of it's in my brain, but this helps me not make mistakes when I'm doing programming, because I have to be honest, if I don't physically write things down and I just do it all on my screen, I do make mistakes. And then when a client is getting a new program, and this one wasn't completely new, it was more just a sort of tweakment to their current program, I do them a little screen recording for the end of cycle, looking forward to the next 4 weeks, any changes, if we're changing nutrition, I'll explain it for them, and with it being video, it's just a bit more personal, and I really enjoy doing it as well. So I'm halfway through doing programming, but I'm just taking a quick break to go through some, we're very much in the Sunday reset, by the way. We're stripping the bed, we've got washing we need to put away. This is very realistic right now, by the way. I definitely don't I definitely don't live the clean girl aesthetic life. This is all washing that needs to be put away. But I am just starting to get together some Alphalete pieces that I don't use as free, so that I can give these away on Instagram in the morning. So obviously I work with Alphalete, but every few months I end up either collecting duplicates of things, or there's things that I just haven't reached for, and I'll never sell things I'm gifted for free. It's just not right to me. Unless I was going to donate all the money to charity, I will never, you won't catch me selling things that I've been gifted free. I don't really agree with it. Each to their own, it's not something that I want to do. So every few months, especially with things like Amplify, if I've collected doubles of something, so maybe if I got something in 2 sizes, or t-shirts, sports bras, things I've not been reaching for as much, I will give them away, because for like review purposes, I like to keep one item of each colour. For example, if it's a colour I don't wear a lot, like, what's the colour I don't wear a lot? True Indigo, for example. I remember last time I had a full set of True Indigo, and I think I kept the sports bra, or maybe the shorts, but I kept one of them for colour comparisons and gave away the rest. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I highly recommend, because I literally do this every few months as things build up. I will go through, I don't want to say gut it, because I really don't gut it, that would be very dramatic. I just pick out the things that I've got duplicates of that I really don't need. But on my Instagram story, it's first come first serve. People are only allowed one item each, and I'll do that tomorrow morning. This is really pointless, because by the time this goes up, that's going to have been and gone, but
Chicago.
reminder, check my Instagram stories frequently, because I do this, you know, as frequently as I can, or like even randomly if Alphalete sent me double or something, I'll just look at my Instagram story and give it away, completely free. I pay all the shipping, I pay all the fees if there's any fees, but yeah, so I'm gonna go through my wardrobe and do that now. I've just finished making a pile. If you're ever curious about the sort of stuff I can make, I've got stretchiest bras, amplify bras, seamless bralettes, bike shorts, pulse items, stratus tanks, more amplify, Mandarin amplify, t-shirts, joggers, bras, a whole lot of stuff.
Maybe we should also ask the question: the media when it comes to Israel, just a question. You know, that maybe we shouldn't believe everything the media says, because
What?
I've been conditioned to ask a lot more critical questions over the last couple of years. So then, some people would accuse Israel of wanting to ethnically cleanse. Some people in the Israeli government are saying, again, it's all over the place, right? You have opinions all over. In your opinion, what would a good outcome 5 years from now be, and how does one respond?
Hey, how about Ben? Kiss my ass, Ben.
So,
Kiss my.
the idea, presumably, that population movement is equivalent to ethnic cleansing. I think ethnic cleansing is a term that's been.
I can't.
I just want to point out, if you go to the Wikipedia page on the Armenian genocide here, Ben, there's an entire section here about systematic deportations in order to do an ethnic cleansing of the land, and literally every single person who is in a position of power in the war cabinet.
I'm gonna pay my telephone bills, the other phone bills, the telephone. No scrubs. I like that song. That was the late 2000 Destiny Child song with Beyonce and her fellow girls
Palestinians from there.
back in the day.
That is what's happening. That's why they're holding fucking real estate conventions to talk about.
I don't want to pay my telephone bills, my telephone bills.
And develop it for Israeli settlements.
Fairly recently coined to describe population movement.
And I've watched Ben for a while now on this issue, and he's acknowledged that there is an unacceptable outcome in annexing the Gaza Strip and the West Bank and East Jerusalem, right? He's acknowledged.
Pay my telephone bills, my telephone bills.
East Jerusalem, right? He's acknowledged.
Pay my telephone bills, my telephone bills. No bills, no bills, no bills.
Population of Gaza, not Gaza, of Israel, right? He's acknowledged that this is a problem because, well, in his mind, it's unacceptable to give people voting rights.
Hello, welcome back to another video. This is a very, 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 very short Alphalete video. I said this is my last one. I was like, this is going to be the shortest Alphalete video in years, and it was. This one, genuinely probably going to be around the 10-minute mark because this is a tiny drop that's happening on Saturday, but I wasn't going to do a video, but then I know that from like when people comment on community posts and from giveaways in particular, I notice there's a lot of people who don't have Instagram who shop with my code or watch me on YouTube, so I don't want to leave you guys in the lurch. Plus, when it comes to sale periods like Black Friday, or even just buying throughout the year, I like having a full library so you can see what everything looks like on. I am sure, like 100% sure, in the coming months, even towards the end of September, because I think Amplify V2 is dropping at the end of this month. Don't hold me to it, but I'm pretty sure it's dropping at the end of the month, maybe like the 23rd. Towards the end of September, V2 Amplify will be dropping. There's a brand new collection which I got to feel and try out in, I can't remember what month I was away. The month I was away when I went to Texas recently, which I'm more excited for that than I am for Amplify V2 because I'm just going to give you some sneak peeks of stuff because I know that lounge is not going to interest many people. To be completely honest, I know a lot of people feel this way and I feel the same. I feel like the past few months with Alphalete, the drops haven't been great. Like, I look to Alphalete for my activewear. It's my #1 favourite activewear brand, and there hasn't been activewear. There is now pyjamas and there's been t-shirts, but there's only a amount of t-shirts, and as much as I love Alphalete t-shirts, I wear them all the time. A t-shirt is a t-shirt, there's not much review from that point of view, and so I've definitely been reviewing the past few months because there's been no activewear, and to be honest, no new product.
And then you also got the comics. You also got the comics.
Amplify, but I knew Alphalete bras need like an uphaul, and trust me, they are getting the biggest, juiciest uphaul of all. You guys are going to love, in particular, the non-seamless bras I tried. You guys are going to absolutely love them. So Alphalete is coming back with some fire activewear and like yoga vibes activewear, boleros, cute sports bras, minimal sports bras, flares. There is stuff coming, and I know that a lot of people have felt frustrated with what they've been dropping recently. I get it, but at least you'll be able to save some money if you've not been shopping. The collection I tried, it's also like yoga vibes. I actually have a headband which is new fabric, so if this helps, this is new fabric. They're not Japanese fans, they scrap them, but yeah, and bandeau that Alphalete are going to be doing is sort of like this, so it's like this in the front, skier in the back. That might work for chest, bigger chest I'm not too but they've got a sports bra that looks kind of like one of the crop shop ones, I think it's that one, which I didn't try, but it's really good. They cross that sports bra, which is way nicer than the crop shop one.
That anti-Semitic joke.
It's a lot better. I don't like Lexi crop from Crop Boutique. I don't really think it's that special, and the fit is really off on that. So that's exciting, and it's a slightly different design. It's more sort of, I would say it's a level up version. It's a much better bra. You guys are gonna love it. So that flares, boleros, really cute stuff. Normal leggings also coming in that. I think they've got some shorts as well. And then you've got Amplify V2, so I'm going to pop some pictures in for Amplify V2 because these pictures have been made public, so they're definitely allowed to be shared. So these pictures will be from Kate Craig, Gabby, Rachel, and Connie. Some muted tones, latte vibes, latte outfit edition, brownies, neutrals, all those sorts of colours. And yeah, so that is a piece of some upcoming drops, because I know that you guys, honestly, just me, I'm just as impatient as you guys are for some new active there. Because yeah, I definitely think maybe like the men's drops have been better. But obviously it's all sort of just been unisex stuff. It hasn't been stuff for a while, so get prepared for the next few months, because I do think from month onwards the drops are going to get better. I'm not super excited for Amplify V2, I'm just going to be completely honest, because they're not coming in bikers, but I've not tried the product, so I will go into it with an open mind. It's not overjoyed for not coming in bikers, at least for the first drop anyway. So you've got two products in this drop. You've got the lounge shorts, and the details are the same on both. One of them is just short version and the other is full-length pants. So these are the details. So you've got the Alphalete logo, this sort of elastic band. It's a very, very, very thick band. You then have, obviously these are men, so you've got the sort of like, what is this called? Because it's not even open. Like, I don't really understand what it's for. I feel like it's more for show than anything else. It's not. Can't open it. It doesn't open. You can't get it open. So I don't know what's going on. And then you can on either side, and they're not like a raw seam at the bottom, but they've fully got. You see there, in terms of the long pants, you've got the exact details. So again, black band, and the black band on all of them, and they're basically really, 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 really long leg, and then the raw hem at the bottom. It's like fully finished. The only thing to be aware of with the pants is I've got no idea what these are. These are long. I've got these in small, medium, and large, and all of them are long on me, and I'm 5 foot. So keep that in mind. These are very, very long, and also keep in mind these aren't like flared. I want to say straight, but honestly when you put them on it's more like they're tapered. Like, I'll insert pictures so you can see sort of what I mean, but it's like tapered at the bottom. You have got and both the shorts and the pants are coming in both colours. So you've got the mocha, you've got heather grey, then you've got plain black. It's not mold at all, it's just a solid. Every single pair, like, and hot in them. This fan of. Also, the shorts are a 6-inch inseam. So the fabric of these, it says 94% rayon, 6% elastane. But what I find really interesting is that outside, like, you see how this is like hot on the outside, and then the inside is like.
Oh God, we gotta shut down.
Very finely milled, like, you know, like the sort of like microfiber waffle sort of feel. Yeah, it doesn't feel like the very terry where it's got the sort of rough feel to it, but in terms of like the look, it's very similar to how very terry looks on the inside. That's just something to be aware of. But yeah, that is a fabric breakdown. If you're like not, you know, like fabric, honestly just think like soft cotton jersey, just here where it does feel a little bit different from the inside to the outside, but it's like cold to touch. Reminds me the most, to be honest, of sort of like a blend between the performance fabric and the brushed cotton fabric. I wouldn't say this feels quite as brushed cotton fabric. It's sort of like a mix between the two, and that sort of cold to touch feel. But yeah, true to size. You can honestly size up or size down, because these are already oversized. You can size up or size down depending on how you need to fit. Made small, medium in the long lounge. In terms of the shorts, I did small or medium. The line of it too big, like I said. Sort of falls down my waist, but sizing is going to come in your preference. If in doubt, it's completely fine. Even though these are being made like unisex, these are more boyish. Like, these were made for men, so yeah, it makes them boyish. These weren't made, in my opinion, I think these were unisex editions. I think these were made for men, but I mean, it can do one unisexually, which yeah, anything can, but these are very, 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 very boyish. I really don't like the fact that it's got a black band on all of them. I wish that the band was sort of tonal. You know, it would still look good on guys, but then I think it would look a bit cuter on girls as well. It's sort of very sort of harsh. Normally, obviously, I work exclusively with Alphalete. Normally, I don't do product comparisons, but they're not a pyjama company. They're an activewear company. So I'm like, this is perfectly valid. And to be honest, when I saw these, I was like, these look like a skin dupe. They're not Skims dupe. I actually prefer Skims. These are like worn, so I'm not like trying them on or anything like that, because these have got marks all over them. But Yeah, the band on this is
You know,
super,
Donald Trump said the word Joe Biden's
cute. Obviously, got the Skims logo in the middle, and the fit on these is a lot nicer as well. So these are an extra small. Yeah, these are an extra small, and these are like nice, baggy, loose, and really wide at bottom. So these don't have a weird taper fit. These are more of a like very relaxed fit. Again, really like probably a similar length to the Alphalete ones, but in terms of the fabric. These ones are, it's 48% modal, 47% cotton, 5% elastane, so the same sort of ingredients, but the Skims were just a lot softer and a lot thinner. They're more lightweight, and because of the cotton fabric, these are just a lot more flattering. These don't leave the house in these, so they don't need to be super flattering, but I wear these all the time and I love them. And if you're a girl watching this, I think you'll prefer the Skims ones and find them a lot more flattering than you will the Alphalete ones. I recommend Skims ones. Whereas with the Alphalete ones, obviously you've got more tapered fit, the band is back to just like looks a little bit harsh, or they're not quite as sort of like thin. I just don't think they're as flattering as the Skims ones on like a woman's build. Obviously the shorts are a bit different, to be honest. I'm going to get pick up ish like Jill pair of shorts Alphalete. If I was in your guys' shoes, I would go with the mesh shorts that they do over any day of the week. I think they look nicer. Also, if you're going to spend like some money on something to chill in, you may as well get something also with the house maybe. And I feel like mesh shorts, people wear those out. So I would personally choose the mesh shorts over these. I just don't like them. They're super flattering on me, but they're not flattering, and it's not something that I personally would spend my own money on. So I'm not going to say that you guys go and do it. Okay, so Dan's got on the long pants and medium. Just show like the waistband slightly. Yeah. What do you think of like the length and fit? As a man, because these are for men, what do you think of?
I don't wear pyjamas.
I don't think anyone does.
They're really light.
Yeah.
So I would potentially wear these. I don't know. I wouldn't wear them for sleeping, but that's just me. It's just,
yeah.
You do wear pyjamas for sleeping, and yeah, back on. Might have that full waist now.
Yeah. So these are the shorts in a large. On Dan. Thoughts?
No, my waistband is much bigger.
You're not?
No.
Ah, interesting.
They definitely have a lot of stretch in them.
Yeah.
The waistband. Is it the same one? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I got that sort of hamstring.
Yeah, the leg openings are huge. Yeah.
I think I'd probably be more this medium.
Okay, medium, try medium. Okay, so these are medium, these are the grey shorts in a medium. Do you prefer the medium?
Yeah.
Yeah. Turn to the side.
The waistbands don't feel like different.
No.
No, the large, yeah?
Yeah, see that's interesting because the large on me was like falling down, whereas the small and medium were fine. Yeah. Just medium in the long pants and medium in the shorts. True to size. I don't know. Do you spend your own money on these?
No. How much are they?
I don't know, we don't have the prices.
I wouldn't go looking for a pair of lounge pants, that's just me.
Yeah.
But like, if you were to give me these, I would think
that's how I feel. Yeah. But obviously, like, I do this work, so I don't want to be like, I got these for free, so I'm not going to tell people to buy them, so I wouldn't buy them.
I don't really wear these, to be honest. Having these on now, these do feel nice.
They feel nice?
Yeah, they're alright. How do
Sick, I like the grey on you.
I bet you do.
Alright, thanks Dan. It's just a bit of a random drop, it feels very random. I don't think Alphalete have done pins before. Obviously it's always cool to try products with avenue, but I just feel like the activewear side has been really neglected recently. So I'm ready for new activewear. Which on it because I've got loads, but you know what I mean. And from your point of view, I love doing these videos. It's like when I say I put my heart and soul into them, I really do, but it's because I love doing them. Like something about analysing activewear, like reviewing it, that makes me really, really, really happy. I'm like a sensory person, so like fabric and feeling it me, and also I'm like quite detail orientated person. I really enjoy like spotting differences and trying things out and all that sort of stuff. I really, really love, and I feel like because we've not had any new activewear in so long, I've not been able to do that. So I do apologise that you guys probably haven't been enjoying my reviews as much, but hopefully, hopefully, I know I've seen some of the stuff. The activewear is on its way, it's coming in thick, fast and heavy, and hot. I'm definitely most excited for the new sort of bras. They excite me more than any at this point. So yeah, if you are shopping for pyjamas, scammers on Saturday, which I don't think many of you will be. If you are, my code is Amy. It's going to save you 10% and actually support with the brand, which means I get to keep doing these reviews, and I would love to be able to keep doing these reviews when new activewear comes out. Yeah, I know that some people think it's really weird that I work with a brand and don't always say 100% positive things, but I actually feel like that's sort of what people watch my reviews, and I personally see you guys as a boss just as much as I do Alphalete. I will always come at things from a consumer point of view, and personally, I would not spend money on these. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want to and you haven't already. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video, which might be a Skims haul. I'll be doing some Skims shopping.
Season 2 finale of Star Trek Picard, which mostly takes place in 2024, is one of those Easter eggs that looks on the surface, but also kind of just adds to the confusion. It probably refers to research into the funding of cloned elements, though it's unclear if it's from a pre or post Alpha timeline. My jump so hard. Anyway, projects exist on controversial has some logic to it, as the 20th century augments being referred to as genetically engineered and into darkness. The non-canon tie-in comic Star Trek Khan alleges that Khan and his contemporaries were ordinary children who were kidnapped off the street and given genetic enhancements. Some possible given this kind of technology has existed since our 1970s. One real-life early example is the creation of the first recombinant DNA molecules by Paul Berg, who in 1972 combined DNA from the monkey virus SV40 with the lambda phage.
Monkey virus?
In 1974, Inish created a genetically modified mouse by introducing foreign DNA into an embryo. Production of genetically engineered insulin was announced in 1978, and the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in 1980 that GMOs, like fruit you buy at the grocery store, could be patented. And in 2010, scientists created the first synthetic genome by inserting DNA into an empty bacterial cell, which then went on to reproduce. This preceded the development in 2012 of CRISPR-Cas9, which can be used to specifically alter almost any organism's genome with ease. It achieves this by delivering an enzyme with guide RNA, a short sequence of instructions, to cut DNA strands at desired location and insert or remove new genes. This can technically be done on living organisms as well, but since the young Khan and Tomorrow looks to be probably no more than 10 years old, CRISPR-Cas9 was probably used in its creation. Since the 1980s,
Kamala came this far. That bitch always get me. It's in my name. That girl is in my name as Kamala. It's like funny. It's like she's so fucking funny. Sorry. It's like she literally makes me. She like literally makes me literally love Brie Larson, Carol, or
this was probably the biggest flop. The hoof is hoofing, but you cannot tell me that dress is worth £100. These are worth the hype. Comfortable, yes, but probably not worth the price point. She's fucking huge. Hello, welcome back to another video. This is such a delayed haul, but I promised the girlies a Skims haul, so that is what we're doing today. Before I get into the haul, do not panic, do not stress over how much money I have spent. This was not all spent in one go. Also, I am going to be listing some of this stuff on my Depop because it just doesn't work for me. And heads up, I ask this all the time about Skims. If you are in the UK, you will not be charged customs and stuff at the door. It's all included in the price you pay on the Skims website. You can also order from Selfridges. However, if you need to return things, Selfridges, fine. If you need to return these Skims, it's very expensive to return things, and they don't cover the return fees, or they'll cover it, but then they'll take it off the refund. So Skims website, if you are in the UK, is not a site I would recommend you order willy-nilly from, thinking I'll just send it back because we'll lose things like the Ultimate Bra and the shapewear is going to be going up on my Depop because it's just not worked out for me. It's a basic collection of a little bit of Skims shit that I've collected over the past few months. Full disclaimer, I've worked with Skims before on Instagram Reel, but this is not me working with them. You'll be able to tell from the contents I've shared with this video. This is not me working with them. It's just to help the girls out, to help them know actually work. Because with Skims, some of their products, sensational, worth every bloody penny. Some of them, I've got to give it to the dupe girlies, and I don't really like
Yeah,
the dupes of everything, but
gym girlies out there.
it's the dupe bellies, like there is a lot of products that Skims do that. Yeah, the cheaper version, just like half price, will do the exact thing. So yeah, I'm gonna go over some bras that I've picked up. I'm just gonna get straight into the absolute clarity that is the ultimate bra. So in it, the website is to go on band size, and a couple of girls in my sub group ordered the bra and said go on band size, so I went on size. However, someone on Instagram really kindly pointed out to me when I was like, why is bra so big? They very kindly pointed out to me that when you up a band size, it's down a size, which I don't know why I didn't click with that, because that's what I used to do, because when I found my implants done, I was used to really interchangeable in how it's really silly, so I used to wear a 30B, or that I was a 38 and I used to wear a 30B. I can't remember, but I used to go down a band size. I think I probably got more of 30, so that I could have bigger cups. So I don't know why the other way around I didn't think to do that, but I didn't. So I'm 32 double D, so I ordered 34 double D, and I got it in black because this was the only one that was left. She's fucking you. I'm trying not to go too hard on how ridiculous this looks, because I know I got the wrong size, and maybe if I got 34C, whoa, that's living in the UK for you. Maybe if I got 34C it wouldn't look so great. The cup sizes are as big as my head, and this is I've always found it ever since I got my boobs done a long time ago, ever since I got them done, and I never used to notice this before, also because I buy much smaller bras, but once you go past the C cup, brands seem to think, oh, let me add like this much more coverage to the bra, where yes, some people might want that, but I feel like most of us don't, and it takes a really pretty bra. Now I'm not saying this in general, it can take a really pretty bra to something really quite old grandma looking, and it's always drove me mental, lounging the old brands that don't do that with their bras. I decided to put this under a t-shirt just to show you how silly it looks. Now this is the first push-up bra I've ever bought since getting my boobs done, and it is the wrong size, which makes it look even more ridiculous. I do think if you are small-chested and you want to have something that gives you a good push-up, and under t-shirts in particular will make it a little bit bigger. I'm saying I was like completely flat, so that was how you feel. And I used to buy Victoria's Secret bombshell bras, shout out to Kylie Jenner for that one, and they're very similar to that in terms of padding. Like, it's thick padding, it is like this thick, a lot of padding in there, so if you're not jealous of something that you like, you'll love it. It's just a plain, silky looking bra. The straps are very sort of plain, it's just a continuation, it's sort of seamless, so no sort of place where it attaches. And then the band at the back, instead of just having 2 clips on it, you've actually got 3 clips on it. And the straps are adjustable in the sense that you can shorten and lengthen them, but they're not like, you can't multi-wear with this bra. And on me, I find that the straps come very like out over my shoulders up here. I think it's because the bra is the wrong size and it just doesn't fit, and it just doesn't really work. Me and Will see this looks insane with a t-shirt on. Like me, I feel like I look really, really silly, because that's just not how I look. I know that when I was small, this would have been something that I would have made annoyed. I would have bumped over Victoria's Secret sports bra, because it's not that bad ago. I remember cracking that out. It's a lot comfier. The padding is softer in the bombshell bras, and the wire is so hard. I don't know what they did, or like what sort of contraption used for the wire on this bra, but it's so uncomfortable. It isn't so bad, and even at band size, the band is still incredibly tight. This is not something I'm going to get used out of, and I was actually excited to try a proper push-up bra with actually not done since I got my boobs done, but it just didn't work. Yes, maybe it's because I got the size up behind this bra, and I know a lot of people do, because the girls in my Discord are talking about it. This bra is very uncomfortable, and you could argue push-up bras are never that comfortable, but trust me, I'm a connoisseur. I used to wear shit out of a push-up bra, and they were never uncomfortable. This one is, so a swing and a miss from Skims, in my opinion. I don't really think it's that great. And yeah, just be aware that when you're going a band size, even go down a cup size, because I know someone who did do that. The cups get a lot bigger when you go past like 32 band size of Skims. Not sure why. I don't know if they still sell those bras, but if Victoria's Secret still do the bra or something on resale, on a resale website, I would send that. Love this. Anyway, moving on to my favourite bra that I bought in this haul, which is the Fits Everybody. It's that bralette, and this is in the oxide colour, I believe. I got it because it was on sale, and I think it's still on sale. It is in stock in your size. I got my small. It's true to size. Fits perfectly. Run to get this bra. This is so comfortable. This Everybody range from Skims is top 1, to be honest, of their ranges for me. I think it's so good. The fabric is incredible, the pieces fit really well, the bodysuits are really good, the shirts are good. I just love the Fits Everybody range. Bras are good, the crust bras are good. I just love that range. It's the range I probably tried the most from. There is fly on my lens, and it's really But yeah, Fits Everybody bras go so hard in my opinion. So it's just this sort of cami, and then you've got adjustable straps and a razor back detail. You've got a nice seam along the bottom. And let me show you, like, the best thing about the Fits Everybody range is how stretchy. Like, this is so stretchy. It's also double lined and it's not sheer at all. It is a thin fabric, so you can see your sort of knits poking through it. It's not like tight, and it isn't an insert padding, but it is double lined. It's not see through. I bought it on a whim because it was on sale, and I know I like Fits Everybody range. And now I'm gonna need Kimberly to do more of these. I really like these bras. Low support, not super supportive, but perfect for lounging. I would probably say you could even use a little minimal bra if you want to, but I've been living this for lounging, love it, and I've never tried the oxide colour before, and I really like it. It's just like a lighter, more neutral. It's not too warm, it's not too cool, it's just sort of slap bang in the middle, and it'll look nice on a lot of skin tones. The final bra that I picked up, which I've tried this bra before in other ranges, so what Skims tend to do is they'll have a style of bra, there's a scoop neck bralette, and then they'll go across different ranges of Fits Everybody, cotton, other ones I'm going to think off the top of my head, I can't, but they'll do the style in different fabrics. So this is the oatmeal that they dropped recently in the cotton bra, and I got it in a size small, and I do think they're definitely true size. They're more true size than the Fits Everybody scoop neck bras, and they fit a little bigger, but these are both quite small, as you can see. The cotton one's definitely a bit bigger, and to be honest, they are comfort, but I will say they're much more low support. So with the Fits Everybody bras, I'm including this because I know that people want comparisons between ranges, so that you guys know the difference, and like I said, if you're ordering from the UK, you wouldn't know the difference, so that you're not having to return things. But with this Everybody range, the straps are pretty thick. Not thick, but like the actual strap itself, it's obviously not wide, but it feels thick, and it's very sort of sturdy and firm. And it's the same fabric as the rest of the bra. However, with the cotton ones, this one anyway, I have to do it with every single one. Obviously got cotton for the main bra, and then the strap is just sort of like a normal material bra. It's not on material, and it's like hair thin, very thin, and super stretchy as well. They are adjustable, but very stretchy. I feel like that's what makes it feel sort of low support. Personally, in terms of what I think is more worth it, the Everybody ones are definitely more worth the money. This is something that I'm going to sell because I actually like it, but I don't think this is worth the money. It's flattering, it's comfortable, but the straps need to be the same fabric in my opinion. I just don't like how sort of, it just feels like it's been finished properly, it feels cheap, and it's not as supportive as it's Everybody ones, but for lining. But yeah, for you guys spending money on this, I wouldn't say there's anything to write home about. But probably not worth the price. Okay, we're doing t-shirts. I've never tried these t-shirts before, and I'm shocked it's taken me this long because these are the t-shirts, the soft smoothing ones that went viral on TikTok. Usually the viral TikTok, I get influenced into buying it, but because I already had Fits Everybody ones, I knew I loved them. Like, if you've watched my videos, you'll know that's probably my top product from Skims, the Fits Everybody t-shirts, long sleeves, whatever. I thought, let me try this smoothing tees. Nicole in my Discord group was raving about them. The girls were just raving about them, so I thought, actually, give them a go. So I bought them in onyx, which is sort of black colour. I mean, soft black, like it is. And then I got it in marble, which is white, but as you can see, it's sort of like creamy white. So yeah, I just got these because I thought these staple colours. I wanted brown, but I don't buy brown, and then I struggled to know what to pair it with, which is ironic because I'm thinking about a brown bra, but normally I wear that under something. I don't even feel like that, but I feel like I'm wearing brown, but it's hard. It can feel very hard to pair with other things. Like, that's why I got these. I got them in a size small. These are worth the hype. I'm buying these. These are really good. So they've got a nice scoop neckline. This Fits Everybody one is sort of a high cut, it more comes around here, whereas this one is more simply just not on. It's more of a sort of soft or scoop around neckline, and then it is literally just a plain t-shirt. I'm not make them out now. T-shirt. And in terms of length, I find all Skims t-shirts to be the same length, so these are the exact same length. Everybody t-shirt and also as my cotton jersey, they're all pretty much the exact same length, so they're full length. But one thing I do know about Skims t-shirts is because they are tight fitted, if you have like a waist to hip ratio, your hips stick out a little bit more. I'm not saying I'm like Beyonce or Kim Kardashian, but I do have that shape, so like I do find pull them down onto my hips, make them look really good and really flat as my section, but as soon as I move they do roll off hips. I do think if you've got more straighter mid-section you wouldn't have that issue as much. That's the only thing that annoys me about Skims t-shirts and makes me think maybe they'd be better if they had a little bit of extra length, but these are not crop, they are full length t-shirts. Fabric wise are nylon and elastic. The way I would describe this, it feels like swim material, but thinner and much stretchier, but it definitely reminds me of swim material, and it's not too similar to Fits Everybody double line fabric, but it's definitely got a more sort of swivy to it, and it took pictures under a certain light, it's almost got like a shine to it, if that makes sense. But got both in a small, these size. I do wear small because all my t-shirts out. I think my Fits Everybody is being extra small, but all the skin stuff is so stretchy, honestly. Even if something true to size, you can get an oversized down all because they're so stretchy, but these are definitely something I would personally spend money on. I just feel it's really good, the quality of them is really good.
Oh yeah, okay.
People just got it like that. I don't believe her. People just got it like that. She's Latina. Of course, you guys are like that.
Is shirt. I can wear it without a bra.
And Amy.
Oh my god.
The marble is a little seen in the bra clip. You can see a black bra underneath it. So personally, I wouldn't wear this without a bra. I would wear a bra underneath it. But small knees, definitely recommend. These do show sweat, and I do find I get warmer in these than I did the Fits Everybody t-shirts. So these will probably be a lot better during winter and Fits Everybody in like a summer than fabric. I know I'm just about like the sort of difference. So if I just show you Fits Everybody when it's a t-shirt, it's like tights, which if you can imagine, but there's just something about this I'm liking the t-shirts, and with bra and I just feel like it looks good. Fits Everybody's like a thin like thing, but you always wear a bra under the single line Fits Everybody pieces. I think you should. I think most people would want to wear a bra under it, whereas the soft smoothing t-shirts, they're not the same. So they've definitely got a level of opaqueness if you try enough, but they're definitely not the same. They're a little bit thicker, and I just really like these. In terms of which I prefer, like both for different reasons, but I am glad that I gave into the hype and tried these because these are very, 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 very comfortable, very flowery, and this is now my favourite Skims product and something I would definitely recommend you to get your look. Okay, I'm going to move on to pants now. I bought soft lounge ribbed pants. I bought 3 pants on the side. Stupid because I really need all 3. You will probably see these on my top as well. I got all these in size extra small because with skin trousers, I always find that if I get size small, they're too big on waist. Like the trousers are something that I do think you sometimes need to size down with. The only exception probably being the like classic ribbed leg the first launch with. I would definitely say you can go upside down, but everything else I've tried, I always get an extra small in them. So yeah, I got these soft lounge ribbed pants with like this ruching detail on the front. They're like a flared long pant, full length. I'm 5'6" and reference all hit the floor on me. I got them in marble, I got them in slate blue, and black. So the black, just to note really quickly, they all fit in, they're small. The black for some reason has got a little bit of leg length to it, why they're a little longer, but always hit the floor on me, which I'm really happy about because a lot of flares on me, especially if I've got my long torso on pull things up to my belly button and stuff. I like they got like high waters, you can see my ankles are afraid and it just looks, and these are not ankles because these are really good length on me. I'd say if you're any taller than 5'7", 5'8", especially if you've got good legs, these might, but they are very stretchy and you can sort of roll them up. But detail-wise, it's a soft lounge fabric, so just the ribbed, really soft, thin, stretchy fabric, which is a lot stretch. These pants, after all, I really do like this light blue look. I've posted this on Instagram. I really like this colour. They're super comfy in. I'm pretty sure these were around, I want to say these were around the £50 mark. For these, that obviously, like, this is definitely, this is definitely a popular opinion because people rave about the skin soft red dress. I've got it. I love it. It's very flattering, it looks good, but you cannot tell the dress is worth £100 more or less is what it costs. Like, it doesn't, it's no different to the items, the exact same for less than half price. Like, there is a difference. It's not like it's still line. Like, all these pants and soft lounge dress are sheer, I mean black. Worst for the leg is probably the marble, and then weirdly probably the back, and then the slip blue. A little better. I don't know if it's just because white and black is so conscious you can see things a bit more. But these they fit nicely. All the thing I would personally prefer it because my belly button's out, and if you know my Alphalete reviews, you know I don't like my belly button's out. I keep it covered. So personally, I would prefer the red cross. And just, I'm not huge for the ruche detailing in the middle. It's not really jam, and these are quite a single something to wear off. The fabric's so thin, and it does have a front seat. It will venture up there. It will go up there. But yeah, these are comfy for lounging around in and chilling. They are not worth money. Like, I would not be compromised if you got £50 on these. You like them, but I don't think they're worth £50. No, like, they're just not, and they are very thin. Like, the material thin, like I've shown you in the trial clip. And there's not like anything that is flying. It sits on top. Squish anything, it's sort of lets, if you've got curves, it sort of lets your curves be naturally hands in it, and it's got sort of like springy, like, retention to it, like, it doesn't lose its shape, which is shape retention on the range, but it's completely overpriced. Like, it's just thin, jersey ribbed material that you could buy from any depot website and have the exact same effect. In my opinion, because it's probably one of the most viral, popular product Kim and Skims have done, but I just don't think it's their best range at all. Well, yes, I'm not going to hate it, but if you know you're actually trying to get things that are worth your money, this would not be where I would take this. Okay, moving on to match my little content. I also got full leather pants. I've never owned full leather pants before, but these are like really, really cute. So the full leather pants are like a massive big long up to your titties waistband that just roll down. I wish Skims would stop putting a front seam on the bottom, like the hoof is moving and we want it to move in. And I also find it quite uncomfortable sometimes with the front seam. Skims, take the front seam off the garments, it's not needed. Then it's sort of legging with a little bit of flare bottom. I would say these soft lounge pants have more of a flare from the knee. These are sort of like all the way down on me and a little bit of flare at them. But I actually and yeah, you can complete just the waist. Likewise, again, these do hit the floor just about you. These are a little bit short and soft line pants, but these are still long enough for me to wear. And personally, if I was to choose between the two, I would definitely go with the fold over pants. I think they're just more of my speed outfit in the middle. I can put it how high out, and you can always cover my belly button. And I think it's a little bit more me. When wearing stuff at home, it just feels a little bit more me. I've got these in an extra small, which is my usual size Sims, but I'm very happy to get a small, like you're not going to be shooting a thin thing. So yeah, I'm definitely size or you can size up or down if things out. And yeah, this is a pale colour again. I love this colour. I think it's such like a pretty colour. Like I'm really specific about greys, which people will already know. When it comes to hoodies, I like vintagey looking cream grey. I feel like this is a bit more greeny, but this is all a shade I love for hoodies and loungewear. So really do like these. In terms of if these are worth it, they make them pretty good and they're really flattering. But again, they are quite thin. They always find something like they're a little sheer. Realistically, for the price point on Alphalete, you probably get something that elsewhere for a similar price or maybe a little bit less. I think was it Alphalete does pants that are like thick, but you don't want to buy these perfect, but just be aware they might be a little bit sheer and they're not so thick. They're very thin. I like these. I am definitely one of my friends to recommend these over these lounge pants. But again, these pants are a little bit of a miss for me. I'm usually more of a miss. I just feel like they could do so much better with the pants. But I am going to keep these. I do really like them. I like the colour and like that I can customise how I waisted them. And if you wanted to spend money on these, I would be disappointed. If this is very just in wear, don't give it up. Moving on to something which I got from the I didn't include in this. I said for the haul, like basically there is some things that were never worth the money. This was about £120. This is the recycled jumpsuit they did scrunch, but I think TikTok were raving about it. I wouldn't have it before I dropped it to make me think maybe they were paid to say that they, it's really amazing, but it's a cool idea. Like it's a full like jumpsuit, it's sort of like shape weddings vibes with the haul. This part here around the waist is like thick. So the top is thinner and stretchier, and then around the second band compression, they've got a seam around here, which I wish I didn't do, it's quite like thick and bulky looking. It's underglue convoy, and of course a bum scrunch, and then it just goes into please, and it's like a low back line. However, I've seen an extra X small to X small. I shouldn't have done that, but that's the size I only get in those pieces where it's actually in. Obviously, I wear every equipment that I in that size, so that's why clearly I shouldn't have done that. I should have done a small to medium. I wanted to make sure that each way is and snap me, so I didn't have an issue getting. But soon enough, it's so thick and like asshole-ish that I've tried to situate it more up my bum cheeks because it's so sitting weird. And as soon as I was situated between, and bear in mind, what I'm doing with scrunchies, I literally try on. So I see the scrunch is actually broken. I think broken is the first time I put this scrunch is like attached. That is not cool. And it also, again, when it's on, it feels like it fits. I don't feel like I need to sign up. I did email it happened, and within maybe 20 minutes maximum, maybe an hour, I didn't question me on what happened. It was me straight away. It was due. Customer service was incredible. Also, maybe in fact, question, a lot of people is product, and it wouldn't surprise me to don't make it again. This is like probably my biggest fault. Definitely